few weeks ago, I told you guys about my attempt at turning Rocket League into an FPS game. The feedback was incredible, and the #1 most requested feature was to the movement. The most upvoted comments on Reddit suggested jetpacks would be the way to go. Lucky for me, making a jetpack for a game is way easier than making one in real life. You pretty much just apply a constant upward force whilst the jump button is held down. As usual, you guys were right. The verticality adds so much more to the movement, and shooting at the ball feels 100 times more fun than it did before. You can find interesting angles and get close up to the ball even when it's in the air. Something about the movement still feels a bit limiting though, and it still feels like it should be easier to get around the field. I bumped up the movement speed by a lot, and that made a huge difference. I really want the game to feel fast-paced, and I think this kind of movement speed really helps with that. Although, now it feels a little too easy to get around the field. And now that we have given movement speed, we can take it away again. Periodically anyway, to prevent the player from jetpacking or sprinting forever. I opted for the fuel approach, cause this would be a bad Rocket League ripoff if I did it any other way. The biggest difference here though is that you have two kinds of fuel, one for sprinting and one for jetpacking. I did it this way because I want the sprint fuel to deplete slower than the jet fuel does. That way, you can still get around the field pretty quickly, and you'll need to think more carefully about when to use your jetpack to make those difficult shots. I made it so that your fuel regenerates slowly over time, and when you pick up a dash pad, you get a dash ability to use, and you get 25 more of each kind of fuel. I'm still thinking about adding big boost pad-like things that fill up your fuel to the max, but putting them in more difficult to get to places. Let me know what you guys think about that idea. In the meantime, we need to address the elephant in the room. That is the big unused space all over the map, the walls. I know in the last video I told you guys that you could just walk on the wall, but that felt pretty unnatural and not very useful at all. So I dipped into the resources of the game I should actually be working on and decided that wall running would be a good use of the space. I'll say it again, but what is an indie FPS game if it doesn't have wall running in it? But anyway, I slapped some long-ass colliders all over the walls of the Rocket Launcher League arena, told the character he could run on them if he really believed in himself, and wall running became a mechanic. I must admit, it feels really satisfying to shoot at the ball whilst running on the walls. It also feels really good chaining the jetpack, sprint, wall run, and dash movement mechanics all together. It's a bit of a problem considering how much time I spent playing this game instead of working on making it better. Or maybe that's just a sign of a decent game. Either way, I'll catch you on the next one.